In 1879, Helena Blavatsky did something that shocked even her closest disciples. In front of witnesses in Bombay, India, she placed her finger on a student's forehead, whispered something in Sanskrit, and the man collapsed. When he awakened 3 hours later, he was sobbing. "I saw everything," he kept repeating. "The eye, the terrible, beautiful eye, it opened." That man spent the rest of his life as one of India's most accurate clairvoyants. He claimed Blavatsky had awakened what the ancient Hindus call the Eye of Shiva, what she called the most powerful and dangerous organ in the human body, your pineal gland. Tonight, you're going to learn the exact technique she used, but I warn you, and this warning comes from Blavatsky herself. Once this eye opens, it never fully closes again. Let me share something that modern science is only now catching up to. Your pineal gland, that tiny pine cone-shaped organ in the center of your brain, it has photoreceptors, actual rods and cones, like an eye inside your brain. Descartes called it the seat of the soul. The ancient Egyptians called it the gateway to the divine. But Blavatsky, she called it something else entirely. She wrote, "The pineal gland is the remnant of the third eye of the ancient races, the eye that looked inward to the spiritual realms before humanity fell into matter. It is the eye of Shiva, and when it opens, one sees the hidden side of all things." Here's what they don't want you to know. The Vatican has an enormous bronze pine cone sculpture in their courtyard. Coincidence? The staff of Osiris is topped with a pine cone. The Sumerian god Marduk carries a pine cone. Every ancient culture knew about this. But the knowledge of how to activate it, that was systematically hidden, destroyed, forbidden, until Blavatsky. She learned the activation technique from a master she met in the caves of Afghanistan, a man she described as ancient beyond years, young beyond time. He showed her something that made her physically ill for 3 days, but when she recovered, she could see in the dark. Literally, her students documented this. Colonel Olcott, her co-founder of the Theosophical Society, wrote in his diary, "HPB demonstrated her night vision repeatedly. No candle, no moon, yet she read Sanskrit texts in pitch darkness. When asked how, she simply pointed to her forehead and said, 'The inner sun needs no outer light.'" Now, before we begin, I need to be transparent. Some of what you're about to experience is documented in Blavatsky's published works. Some comes from her secret papers, only recently released from the Theosophical archives, and some we can only piece together from the testimonies of those who witnessed her demonstrations. But the technique itself, this is exactly as she taught it to her inner circle in what she called the judge's chamber, her secret teaching room in London. Find your position, sitting upright. Blavatsky was specific. She said, "The spine must be erected like the caduceus of Hermes, straight, allowing the serpent energies to rise. Close your eyes." But here's where Blavatsky's method differs from everything else you've heard. She said, closing the outer eyes is not enough. You must close the astral eyes as well. How do you close eyes you didn't know you had? Like this. With your eyes closed, look down as if trying to see your own heart. Feel the subtle muscles around your eyes relax completely. Now, slowly, roll your closed eyes upward, up, until you're looking at the inside of your forehead. Don't strain, Blavatsky said. Force closes the eye. Gentle intention opens it. Hold this upward gaze softly. You might feel a slight pressure building. Good. Blavatsky called this the gathering. Now, with your inner vision focused on that point between your eyebrows, we begin what she learned in Afghanistan. The breath of the blue pearl. Breathe in through your nose. Imagine you're drawing indigo blue light directly into your third eye point, not through your crown, directly into your forehead. Inhale, 1, 2, blue light entering, 3, 4, 5. Hold. See the blue light swirling, condensing into a pearl of electric blue fire. Exhale through your nose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But keep the blue pearl glowing. Again, this time as you inhale, whisper internally the word Blavatsky was given, Dangma, the Tibetan word for the purified eye. Inhale, Dang, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold, May. Feel the pearl pulsing. Exhale, the pearl grows brighter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, here's where Blavatsky's technique becomes almost frightening in its power. She discovered that the pineal gland responds to a specific frequency, a vibration that she said cracks the calcified shell that imprisons the God within. We're going to create that frequency using what she called the thunder of silence. Take a normal breath, and now with your mouth closed, begin to hum, but not out loud. Hum internally, directing the vibration to the center of your skull. Hum. Feel it vibrating in the very center of your brain. As you continue this inner humming, something extraordinary is happening. Blavatsky wrote, "The vibration liquefies the crystallized deposits around the pineal. The organ, freed from its mineral prison, remembers its divine function." Keep humming internally, and now visualize that blue pearl beginning to crack open like an egg. Inside the cracking pearl, you see an eye beginning to form, an ancient eye, an eye that has been waiting lifetimes to open. Blavatsky described what happens next in a letter marked "Destroy after reading," but her student kept it. She wrote, "When the eye of Shiva first opens, the student may experience terror, for they see not only this world, but the worlds that interpenetrate this world. They see the astral bodies walking among us. They see the thought forms humans create. They see too much, too fast." So we're going to open it slowly, carefully, with control. See that eye in your forehead beginning to open, just a sliver, like the first crack of dawn. Through that tiny opening, you might begin to perceive something, perhaps a violet light, perhaps geometric patterns, perhaps faces of beings that don't quite look human. Blavatsky wrote about her first opening. "I saw the watchers, the ones who never sleep, the ones who record everything. They looked back at me, and I understood that I had always been seen. We are never, ever alone. Whatever you're seeing or sensing, don't fear it. Fear, Blavatsky said, slams the eye shut and can damage the delicate tissues of the astral body. Instead, speak internally what she called the covenant of the eye. I see and I am seen. I know and I am known. I am the eye and the eye is me. Now, something crucial that Blavatsky insisted upon. She said the pineal gland, once activated, needs to be synchronized with what she called the cosmic clock. Place the tip of your tongue gently on the roof of your mouth, just behind your front teeth. She called this completing the celestial circuit. With your tongue in position, you might taste something strange, metallic, or sweet. Blavatsky said this is amrita, the nectar of immortality that the activated pineal gland secretes. Modern science has discovered the pineal gland produces DMT, the most powerful psychedelic compound known. But Blavatsky knew this in 1875. She called it the chemical of revelation. Continue breathing normally now, that eye in your forehead remaining slightly open, watching, perceiving dimensions beyond the physical. You might notice your physical vision has changed. Even with your eyes closed, you might be seeing more light, more color, perhaps even seeing the room around you despite your eyes being shut. This is what Blavatsky called astral sight. She wrote, "The physical eyes see the past, the light that has already traveled. The third eye sees the eternal now, the light before it becomes light." Now, we must perform what Blavatsky called the veiling, because, as she warned her students, to leave the eye of Shiva fully open in our world is to invite madness. The human mind cannot process continuous multidimensional sight. See that eye in your forehead slowly, gently, beginning to close. Not completely, never completely, once it's been opened, but veiled, like looking through a gossamer curtain. As it closes to just a hair's width, speak internally. I veil the eye but keep the sight. I return to the world but retain the wisdom. I am awakened, and I shall never fully sleep again. Slowly lower your inner gaze from your forehead. Let your closed eyes relax into their natural position. Take 3 deep breaths, and when you're ready, open your physical eyes. Look at your hands. Do they look different? Many people report seeing a subtle glow, an aura, around living things after this practice. Blavatsky said this is because the third eye, once opened, lends some of its sight to the physical eyes. You've just activated what the ancient mystery schools considered the highest initiation. Blavatsky wrote, "The opening of the third eye is not a gift. It is a responsibility. For once you see the hidden reality, you cannot pretend it doesn't exist. You become a guardian of the threshold between worlds." Over the next 24 to 48 hours, you might experience what Blavatsky called the adjustment phase. increased synchronicities, vivid, prophetic dreams, knowing who's about to call or text you, seeing shadows or lights in your peripheral vision. She said this is normal. Your consciousness is adjusting to its expanded perception. But here's the warning she gave to every student. Never use the opened eye to pry into others' thoughts or to manipulate. The eye of Shiva destroys as easily as it creates. Use it only for wisdom, only for service, only for love. Tomorrow, in day 3, we activate what Blavatsky called the 7 bodies of man, the complete system she learned from the Himalayan masters. You'll discover you don't have one body, you have 7, and each one can be awakened and controlled. One of her students, after learning this technique, documented that he could project his consciousness anywhere on Earth. Was he lying, or did he discover what shamans have known for millennia? Tomorrow, you decide for yourself. If your third eye opened tonight, even just a crack, comment below. The eye of Shiva sees all. This was the recognition phrase used in Blavatsky's secret lodge. Before you sleep tonight, place a glass of water by your bed. Blavatsky said the activated pineal gland magnetizes water in its proximity. Drink it upon waking. You'll understand why when you taste it. Until tomorrow, remember what Blavatsky whispered to that student in Bombay. You are not becoming something new. You are remembering what you were before the world made you forget. The eye has always been open. You simply forgot how to see. The veil between worlds is thinner than you think, and now you can see through it.